Hello, everyone. Welcome to Barca News. It is September 1st, 2025, and today we're gonna be discussing that disastrous match by Barcelona against Rayo Vallecano, where Hansi Flick's players dropped 2 points, drawing against Rayo Vallecano 1-1. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mo. This is the post-match live analysis where we analyze Barcelona matches usually as soon as they end. But as you know, right now I'm currently traveling. I'm out of the country. I'm not at home and not in my YouTube studio. So this is why we're doing this post-match live analysis the next day. I guess less than 12 hours away. So at least that's a positive. But anyways, let's dive right into it. Let's talk about yesterday's match because yesterday Barcelona drew 1-1 against Rayo Vallecano in what was an absolute crap show of a field. The pitch situation at Vallecas, the Rayo Vallecano Stadium, was absolutely disgraceful. It was terrible. It was not worthy of first division football. There was holes everywhere. The grass was like slip and slide every time a player would put his weight on one of the legs. The grass would go flying. I mean, terrible pitch conditions at Vallecas. Not to mention, VAR wasn't even working during the first halftime. I mean, how does La Liga allow this to happen? I have no idea. But nonetheless, that's not an excuse. The pitch condition is not an excuse. The VAR is not an excuse because yesterday Barcelona put out a terrible performance that led the team to draw 1-1 and drop 2 points. And honestly, I'm surprised that it wasn't a loss because if it wasn't for Joan Garcia, this match could have easily been lost. Now, before everyone starts panicking, before everyone starts saying, "Oh my God, that's it, it's over," calm. Let's keep calm. Let's chill because what happened yesterday, it's clear. It's not a problem of tactics. It's not a problem of style. It's not a problem of lacking players or lacking talent or lacking skills. All there are serious problems. What happened yesterday was pretty simple. It was a lack of intensity. That's what happened during yesterday's match, and that's why the team did not get the victory, and that's why the team dropped points. And this is very important. This is very important because it's pretty easy to solve. It's pretty easy to solve. Go out there with intensity, right? And this is a lesson that the team had to learn during last season, right? The last season, the first 2 months, first 2.5 months, I want to say, or maybe first 2 months, all of August, all of September, they came out flying, right? They were demolishing everybody. They were steamrolling everybody. They were winning matches 7-0, 5-0, 6-0. And then they got too cocky. They got too confident. They were like, we just destroyed Real Madrid and Bayern Munich and Espanyol all in 1 week. They got too confident. They lowered the intensity. And what happens? The months of November and December were an absolute disaster. And then the team learned their lesson and they learned that, hey, if we want to win, we cannot come out jogging. We cannot come out walking. We cannot come out half intensity. We have to go all out. And that's exactly what the team did. They reverted the situation. And, well, we ended up winning 3 trophies. And I think today was the same situation. I think the team, not today, sorry, yesterday, I guess Rayo Vallecano was the same thing. They come out with very low intensity. They come out thinking, it's just Rayo Vallecano. I can take it easy. I can just walk. I can just jog. I don't have to go all out. And, well, they found out once again that this team, when they don't play at full intensity, they are vulnerable, especially when they don't do the high press. You have to press. You have to keep the intensity because Hansi Flick style is a style that's very rewarding. It wins you matches. It gives you a festival of goals. It allows you to not just win trophies, but do it in a manner that's absolutely destructive of your opponent. But it's also a system that if you do not maintain the intensity, well, it leaves you pretty vulnerable because you're playing with such a high line that if you don't try to recover the ball as soon as you lose it, it's going to leave you exposed. And that's exactly what happened yesterday. Every time the team lost the ball, the players were like, I'll get it later. And all took Rayo Vallecano every single time was just one pass. One pass, and they were already broke two of our lines, and then the rest was easy for them. So yesterday, the big factor was the lack of intensity. And that, like I said, it's a positive. It's a positive because it's pretty easy to solve. This is not like, for example, when Xavi Hernandez won La Liga and everybody was celebrating. I said, there's nothing to celebrate here because we just won La Liga terribly. We have no identity. We have no system. We have nothing. And we won it barely. So that means next season, if we keep down this path, we're going to struggle. And that's lo and behold, that's what happened, right? Next season, we didn't win anything. This is not the case. I see a Barcelona that's building upon last season's success, that's building upon last season style of play, identity, system, etc., etc. But today we just lacked, or yesterday we just lacked intensity. So that's pretty easy thing to solve. So the next time the players just have to come out with more intensity, and I think it won't be a problem. Hopefully, this is a lesson for the players, and it's not going to take them as long as it took them last season, where it took them 2 months to figure out, hey, we cannot come out half-ass this. We have to come out with full intensity. Hopefully, this will be enough. So that's why I say, let's not panic. Let's calm down. The second point why we shouldn't panic, we shouldn't calm down. This league season is incredibly long. There are 38 matches long. This was only one out of 38. We drew. Not ideal. I'm not happy about it. But again, it's not the end of the world. Now, positive things, besides the fact that low intensity, that's something that's pretty easy to fix. Joan Garcia. Joan Garcia was absolutely phenomenal yesterday. He's absolutely phenomenal. I have to say it twice because what I saw was world class goalkeeping. His saves, his timing to come off his line, his ball distribution, and his calmness. His calmness under pressure. There's so many times where Juan Garcia had the ball and he would get pressured by the Rayo Vallecano players, would not panic, would not start figuring out, oh, what am I going to do? Would keep it calm, would keep it cool. He would see what's the best option, where can I pass it, and he would make the pass. Great goalkeeping by Joan Garcia. Now, of course, it's still too early in the season to say, oh my God, this is the best goalkeeper in La Liga, because, this is only 3 matches in. But if Joan Garcia keeps it up, stays at this level, the level that we saw during the preseason, the level that we've seen in the first 3 matches of La Liga, I think we can aspire to win trophies. Because last season, we won trophies, conceding many goals. If we can continue playing with the same intensity that last season, with our attack putting up the amount of goals that they put up last season, and then you add the factor to it of Juan Garcia decreasing the goals that you concede, I mean, we can aspire to win great things. Great goalkeeper by Juan Garcia, and to think that we only signed him for 25 million is an absolute bargain. Now, second thing I want to talk about, Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia yesterday, he showed us that he is a very viable option for the center back position. I think he can easily be Pau Cubarsi's substitute or even start next to Pau Cubarsi. And this is great because we always talk about the lack of players, the lack of having a deep bench. Well, we're seeing that problem is slowly fading away. We saw that before. Oh, we had nobody to sub out Jules Kunde. Well, we have Eric Garcia. Oh, we have no one to sub out with Pau Cubarsi. Oh, we have Eric Garcia. I mean, Eric Garcia is becoming such an important player on the squad because his versatility and how not only can he be sub for like players like Jules Kunde, but for so many positions, right? So great alternative there in the center back position for Eric Garcia. Andreas Christensen, another point I want to talk about. Why are we still trying out Araujo? Now, don't get me wrong. I really wanted to give Ronald Araujo a chance because I said, look, last season, half of it he was injured. The other half, he was only getting minutes here and there. So, of course, it'd be tough for him to adapt and adjust to Hansi Flick's system. And I was like, all right, let's give him some time. Let's give him some match time this season. Maybe he'll start learning, adapting. But then I see Andreas Christensen. I was like, why do we even need to give him time? Andreas Christensen yesterday is showing us that he's a much better option than Ronald Araujo. His ball distribution from the back, his calmness, and even like he even gives you what Araujo gives you, that speed, being able to catch defenders and then make that last second tackle that saves you from a goal. Andreas Christensen can do that too. Besides that, besides Eric, Andreas, Pedri, of course, another masterclass by Pedri, even though the rest of the team was meh. And Lamine, he was probably the only one who's trying up front. Besides that, not much good things to say. Frankie de Jong, pretty much gone. Dani Olmo, missing clear chances. Rafinha, very low intensity. Ferran Torres, did he even play? I didn't even see him on the field. Plus, he missed that clear shot. Rashford came in, didn't really give us much. Lewandowski came in, didn't really give us much. Balde was getting absolutely cooked on that wing. We had to bring in Gerard Martin, who did a much better job, by the way, than Alejandro Balde. So overall, not a lot of good things to say. But again, this was a matter of intensity. And of course, that's an easy problem to solve. So I'm not panicking. I'm not worried. Am I disappointed? Absolutely. Would I prefer that we win? Absolutely. Would I prefer not to drop points? 100%. But am I panicking? Am I freaking out? Am I mad? No. I think we have a good team. We have a team that's getting better. We have a bench that's getting deeper and deeper as these players continue to get better and as Hansi Flick continues to find solutions. But the problem was the intensity. Hopefully, this will be a lesson for the players that, hey, you cannot just come out there half-assing it just because it's Rayo Vallecano or just because this team or that team. Every match you have to come out like it's the final of the Champions League against Real Madrid. That's that's as simple as that. Hopefully, the players will learn that. And besides that, that's all I gotta say. Let me know you guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, Tuesday night I will be back home. I will be back to your regularly scheduled videos and of course regularly scheduled podcasts. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, and as always, peace guys.